Welcome back to Ghost Pirate Entertainment. I'm your host, Kanan Becker, and today we do another deep dive into Hulu. So for those of you not familiar with this channel, once a week I go searching through the popular streaming platforms and come up with 10 horror movies to recommend to you guys. This week I went searching through Hulu and came up with 10 horror movies that I think you will enjoy. And with that, let's get to the list!
You don't gotta be frightened. I'm not the boogeyman.
So House on the Bayou is a dark, exciting thrill ride of a horror movie. So it's about a troubled couple and their preteen daughter who decide to go on vacation to an isolated house on the Louisiana Bayou. When unexpected strangers arrive, their facade of family unity starts to unravel and dark secrets come to light.
The devil is watching us all the time. Some of us invite him in, some don't.
Well, no offense, but I don't believe in the devil.
The devil believes in you.
This movie has so many unique, entertaining characters. I really enjoyed the entire cast, but Jacob Laughlin was really a standout. It's really a movie that keeps you guessing the entire time, with lots of twists and turns. Every time you feel like you figured it out, it throws another wrinkle. So this isn't anything too deep. I think it's just a fun little horror movie that you can have a good time with, so definitely check it out.
Some people claim that the atrocities we commit in our fiction are those inner desires which we cannot commit in our controlled civilization. So they are expressed instead through our art. I don't agree. I believe heaven and hell are one and the same.
So the house that Jack built is a bleak, disturbing, artsy type of movie. So the plot follows a serial killer named Jack, played by Matt Dillon, who over a period of 12 years commits numerous murders. And it's all told through his mind with a series of flashbacks. It's strange and super dark, but damn it if it isn't entertaining in an odd way. It really can be a hard watch at times because it's very gruesome and graphic. This is the kind of movie that'll definitely bother some people. But as strange as it sounds, I definitely found it humorous at times. Just the narration and dialogue, just the way it's presented, there are times when I found myself laughing at really awful, twisted things. It's warped, but in a strange way, it's infectious.
If you feel like screaming, I definitely think that you should.
Nobody wants the help!
Kind of like a car crash that you can't look away from. It's a very stylish, creative movie just dripping in style. This isn't a horror movie for everyone, but if this sounds like your brand, then I definitely, highly recommend it. So Titane is a French language film that came out last year, and it is bizarre, man. This movie is so weird. It's about a girl played by Agathe Roussel who suffers a skull injury as a child and gets a titanium plate put in her head. And after going on a murder spree as an adult, she disguises herself as a man and goes on the run. She then takes refuge with this older man pretending to be his long-lost son. It's the kind of movie that'll make you unsure what is reality and what is the delusion. But this is a gorgeous, creative film. There's just so much style and production. It's just a joy aesthetically to watch. But it has so many uncomfortable scenes, so many body horror scenes, things that'll definitely get under your skin and stick with you. But if you're into slow burn, art house type of movies, then this is an absolute must.
If you displease the right people, the world closes in on you very, very fast.
So Nightmare Alley is a gritty, captivating neo-noir thriller directed by Guillermo del Toro. It's a remake of the 1947 classic. So it stars Bradley Cooper as a charming, fast-talking carnival con man with a mysterious past. He cons his way to success posing as a medium. From there it becomes a mysterious, drama-filled journey with lies and deceit. So this is an absolutely gorgeous movie.
Now, brief as you can, What is your name?
Stanton Carlisle.
It's not a horror movie, even though you will find it listed on Hulu under the horror movies. But it does have some creepy sideshow elements as well as just an overall dark vibe. But don't expect to be scared by this movie. That's not what this movie is. It's really just a drama thriller at its core. The look and the acting are what really shine in this. And Willem Dafoe is outstanding. He alone, in my opinion, makes this movie worth checking out. But I think if you go into this movie with the right expectations, you could really have a good time with it. So I definitely recommend it.
Get out of
So Mirrors is a dark, shadowy mystery thriller. It's about an ex-cop played by Kiefer Sutherland whose family has become the target of an evil entity who uses mirrors as a gateway to get into this reality. Just the way this movie uses mirrors is so much fun.
Michael, who are you talking to?
No one.
You gotta keep going, all right?
Okay.
And it still looks great, other than a few scenes where you can see its age on the CGI. I've just always been a fan of Kiefer Sutherland, and he's very entertaining in this. So it's not a hyper scary movie, but it does have some scenes with high tension, as well as some surprising visuals. So it's not a game changer kind of movie. It's an entertaining Saturday night, get some popcorn type of horror movie. And I think it's one you should definitely add to your list.
What is that?
So The Deep House is one of my favorite looking as well as favorite concept type of horror movies that I've seen in a very long time. So it's about a young couple who go to France to explore an underwater house and share their findings on social media. Because supposedly at the bottom of this lake is a perfectly preserved house fully intact.
At the bottom of this part of the lake, there's a perfectly preserved house.
But when they reach the house, they find much more than they were bargaining for. So even though this movie didn't quite live up to what I'd hoped for, it's still a movie definitely worth checking out, even if it's just for the visuals. Because this is such a brilliant looking movie, with the vast majority of it being shot underwater. It's not really scary, but it definitely is creepy with some fun jump scares from time to time. It's really just an entertaining little ghost story that's very innovative visually. And it's just really enjoyable. But I think with the right expectations, you could really enjoy this as well. So I definitely recommend checking it out. So Sea Fever is a chilling sci-fi horror movie. It's about a crew on a small fishing trawler off the west coast of Ireland who become stranded out to sea when they discover an unknown life form.
Something's wrong.
And soon, members of the crew start to suffer from a strange infection. It quickly becomes a desperate fight for survival. The whole cast of this movie is great, but especially Humorna Corfield and Connie Nielsen. This is a creepy, body horror type of horror movie that just really gets under your skin. And in some ways, it reminds me of X-Files. This movie just has some really uncomfortable moments that will stick with you. It really focuses on fear, the fear of the unknown, the fear of isolation, the fear of helplessness. But I think this is just a great one for any fans of indie horror. I definitely recommend it.
There's no small thing shutting the world down.
There's something you're gonna need to understand. Ideas are dangerous things.
So The Mandela Effect is a mind-bending sci-fi thriller with horror undertones. It follows a man who becomes obsessed with facts and events that have been collectively misremembered by thousands of people. And he believes the phenomena to be a symptom of something much larger.
Can you picture the Monopoly Man?
Yeah.
What's on his face?
Monocle.
Apparently, it's never been the case.
His obsession eventually leads him to question reality. To me, this is such a fascinating movie because it deals with real theories about the reality of existence. And this just plays out those theories, but done in a fictional way. But keep in mind, this is a small movie. It doesn't really look polished at times. But it's really about the story and the ideas presented. It's really a movie for people who love to contemplate and just think about the deeper meanings of existence. I think it's a chilling mind bender that for the right people will be very entertaining. So I definitely recommend adding it to your list.
What did you do with him?
All that is left is to make him delicious.
So Gretel and Hansel is a very haunting, moody, absolutely beautiful movie. It tells the story of a brother and sister who, when their mother loses her mind, have to fend for themselves in the dark woods. In the woods, they come across a small cottage filled with food and are invited in by what seems to be a kind old woman.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm called Gretel, and this rough one here is my brother Hansel. Ouch!
But quickly they start to realize that things are not as they seem. So every single shot of this film is gorgeous. The cinematography makes the woods feel enormous, vast, and just never ending. The pacing is dark and enveloping and just really surrounds you, slowly making you feel this deep dread. Sophia Lillis and Alice Krige are amazing as well in this. I just absolutely love this movie, and if for some reason you have yet to check it out, I think it is a must.
I want to go home. I know.
So Moon is a slow burn sci-fi movie with horror elements. The film follows an astronaut played by Sam Rockwell who is on a 3-year assignment working on the moon. He's completely isolated, all alone in this, except for a computer that he talks to and befriends. The story takes place in the future, where lunar industries have found an answer for Earth's energy crisis. Even though it's a small movie, it's really just him, it doesn't feel boring. It always kept my interest. It is a slow burn for the most part, but it does have some action as well as some really great twists towards the end.
Leaving Serang, working perimeter.
I think this is a fantastic movie, one that is very underrated. It's really a hidden gem. You just do not hear people talk about this movie. This is an absolutely fantastic movie that I highly recommend. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me today. Please leave your comments down below. Let me know if you have any recommendations on Hulu because I always appreciate your recommendations. Also, if you could do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and ding that little bell because that is the best way to keep track of this channel. And when I post videos like this, and I post videos like this every single week, I also want to give a huge, massive, enormous thank you to my patrons because you guys, your support seriously means so much to me. And if you would like to find out more about becoming a patron, the link is down in the description. And like always, thank you so much for watching. Please crush that like button. And remember guys, horror can be fun. I will see you guys next time.